Story time, story time, story time. I'm going to talk about, actually this is a good story time. I'm going to talk about the time that I met a boy with a foot fetish. With a shoe fetish, not even a foot fetish. So, obviously, he was good looking, right? And I've seen him in the clubs before, but I never thought that he would like really pay attention to me or whatever. So push come to shove and we started talking, and he was actually really a nice person, really cute or whatever. But I remember the first bit of shade because at that time I had like a convertible Peugeot. He had a convertible, like a new car. I'm not going to say what it is, but it was nice. And he got in my car because apparently he was waiting for his car, for someone to bring his car back because he got his service. And he was like, oh my god, I forgot what it was like being in an old school car. That was the first bit of shade, but I ignored that, whatever. And so I would travel because I lived in Dagenham and this person lived really far. Really far. So I went there, we met, and like we'd be like talking and stuff, and every time I went I always felt like it was something wrong. Like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't act like this, you should be more like this, you should do this more, you should talk like that less. Like, if you're more masculine, you'd be so sick. If you're more like this, like trying to literally morph me into something I'm not. Like, you either gonna accept me or not. But it's just at a time where like I thought this person's good looking and maybe it's true, maybe something could work here if I did make the changes they wanted me to make. This is when it started to get really strange. So that time I wore Converse, it's like, oh, they're really nice. What size feet? I was like 11, like, they're nice. Like, what other ones? Like, do you have Timberlands? Like, yeah. No, he said, I know you got some dope shoes or whatever. I was like, yeah, I've got Timberlands stuff. Yeah, and then next time you come, can you wear your Timberlands? I remember I went there and I didn't wear my Timberlands. I couldn't bother. Like, who wants to drive in Timberlands? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm like a girl. I can't drive in certain shoes. So I got it. He's like, where's the Timberlands? Oh my God, he got all like, he had like a hissy fit. I was like, oh, not that serious, okay? So there was one time we was talking, let me just get to the juicy parts. We was talking this weird time, this is when everything started to turn a bit left, started turning a bit weird. We was talking, I was in my garden, and he was like, what have you got on? I was like, I've got my Jordans on. He goes, can you do something for me? Can you stamp in mud? And I was like, can I what? You know I have Jordans on, right? I remember saying I have Jordans on, right? And he's like, just please for me, babe, please. I was like, okay. And he said, alright, when you're doing it, can you record it? I was like, okay. So there I am with my phone like this. Literally, my phone. And I'm there like, yeah. I send it. And he's like, oh my God. Oh, this is getting me so horny. And I was thinking, what? Sam, he's like, can you put like something under? Can you like squash a tomato or something? So I went and got a tomato. And I stamped on it. And then he was like, no, closer. So I had to stamp on it, right? And I had to send it, and he was just like, oh, this is hot. I just thought it was so bizarre. I've never heard anything like this in my life. Then I went to the house, and then little stuff like when I was in the car, he was phoning, where are you? I've been in the car. He'd be like, can you like record yourself vrooming, like pressing hard on the accelerator? And I thought it was just so strange. So I would record myself recording, pressing hard on the accelerator and sending it. And to me, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I'm a pleaser, so if that's what you want, like, we can do it. It's fine. Like, we can jam. Like, if that's what's making you happy, I'll make you happy. I went to the house that night. Went inside, I got in now, and I said, get on, I wanted to take off my trainers. Like, no, don't take off the trainers, get on the bed. So I got on the bed, and I was like, you know I've got my shoes on, are you sure? He's like, no, don't worry. So I got on my bed, and like, I was lying like this, with my legs out like this, and then he come and was lying in between, like, sort of like that, with, you know, imagine, bum up and legs spread. And he was like, can you put your shoe in between my legs? So like, obviously you can imagine, I'm gonna just be theatrical. So lying like this, yeah. So obviously put my shoe here. So literally, my shoe, yeah, was like this. And I was looking and I was like, yeah, like press. So I had to like press like that. And as he did it, he got his hand like this. And he did this more. And he said, oh. And he was winding on it. And I was like, what is this? I was laughing, right? So when I had my foot up, it was like this. And I swear to God, I was like this. Like laughing. I couldn't stop, and he was like, more. And then he put my like shoe in his underwear, and I was like proper like literally kicking, like pushing, and he was pushing my foot even more. This dirty shoe, like it was dirty. He didn't even want me to clean it from when he told me to put it in mud. It was so crazy, actually. Ugh. Then that was strange. And then like he was on top of me, and then like he like was wanking himself off in it, and like that was just it. But it was just such a bizarre night. That was the last day I ever saw him, and I left my shoes, my good black Jordans. I left them. I never went back again. So what was even more rude, it wasn't more so me, it was actually him, because I thought I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo, literally. And like, I'm not knocking anyone who's got a foot fetish on that side. To be honest, I think it's disgusting. It's my own opinion. I don't really do anything to do with feet. Like, you got feet on you just to walk around, innit? Like, to balance your body, to walk around. It's not something that should be cherished or admired or licked or sucked or touched on. Like, I just think they're just there. They're there, innit? Like, ugh. Like, you know? So, for all that stuff, even in shoes, not even a foot, it was disgusting. And then this person made me feel like, oh, I was too this and I was too that. But yet, if I didn't have the shoes he wanted on, he would have a hissy fit because of shoes. And people say, I'm bad. I'm not bad. I mean it in presentation. I don't mean to get off. To get off on doing what? Disgusting. Like, no person, I don't care how good looking, how rich you are, is worth any of that. And I've literally put that into myself, thinking I wasn't good enough, nearly changed myself for a fucking weirdo who would have never even been here anyway. You're not even worthy of being here. And it's so funny because I see him and then he just stares and does a little, and it's like, I see you. Like, you could have had a good man here, a really good man that could have kept your dirty little secret, your frisky little maneuvers, but instead you want to go around acting bitchy and being dumb and being stupid and like Queen Bee. So, obviously, like, people are going to know that what you're doing is wrong. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And what was even more worse, because the following summer, I met this person, which is so funny. Me and Kevin should have story time with this. Which actually happened to be Kevin's ex, but we didn't know each other at that point in time. So obviously met him. I was really not interested in this man, which he was just so like, I can't stand people who can't kiss and just whatever. But things happened, unfortunately, and we was lying down and he was telling me about his ex. And it so happens that his ex was shoe fetish. And what's even more funny here, he said, like, and I didn't want to say anything, because I didn't say anything. I was like, he was just talking, and I was like, is it blah blah? He goes, yeah, how do you know? And I was like, really? He goes, yeah. Now what I found really odd, because I was with them for like 3 months, and like one time they must have left and I was snooping around the bedroom, and I looked under the bed and I saw like 200 pairs of all these different shoes, and I just thought it was really odd. And from that's when I was like, I can't be dealing with this freakiness. And I was like, oh, did you happen to see my shoes there? And I was like, woof. Because you know what he does? He tells people like to keep it a secret, don't tell no one about it. But then everyone you see, you're getting them to do this dirty stuff with their shoes. Like, hello. If you want it to be kept a secret, maybe you should just stick to one person. You shouldn't be on site and all this, speaking to people, if you got that freaky nasty little secret. Please. Gosh. So, that was a time when I was unfortunately bamboozled into being with someone with such a fetish. Like, it's disgusting, and I don't wish it on anyone. And you know, If you ever meet anyone who's ever in that sort of situation or predicament, don't ever say, get out. Like, that person needs to be in the loony bin. Like, literally. Because there's no way that you can be acting like that and be acting stuck up in the same instant. It's like, do you not have any shame in life? Like me, I have nothing to hide. Do you know what I mean? I go to people and I talk to people wholeheartedly. I give people chances. Like, that is just the type of person I am, you know? But don't think that you can be doing that and then be looking at people sideways when you know what you told me to do, right? Please. So if anyone that you meet is anything like that, you guys get out, seriously. And especially if you like the same thing, then it's good for you, innit? But if you don't and you're still compromising in that way, I don't think you should ever compromise with something that you think is, that you feel is a bit disgusting or wrong to you in the first place. Like, just leave. Like, there's other people, life goes on, you know, you don't need all that distraction. Because my life would have been much, it's not like it would have been any different, but I could have done a lot more, saved a lot of petrol, saved better time doing something more constructive than seeing someone that wasn't only going to be in my life temporarily, but who was cuckoo. Like, please, don't tell me that you just went through an abusive relationship. I can imagine why someone would want to slap you with that shit. But yeah, that was my story time, and there'll be another one soon. But obviously, I've made too many videos now like this. I need to revamp, and tomorrow will be some new videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that was my time of when I was with someone who had a foot fetish. Take care, guys.